Hi guys, spend the day with me. So first of all, I opened this hypo and poured it into this container so it doesn't pour. And starting off my cleaning, I poured some on my bathroom sink. Anytime I'm washing my bathroom, I always use salt. Even though most of the time I also use disinfectant. I started washing from the toilet sink and then proceeded to the walls. The truth is that my day started very early. I had a job I needed to deliver and I almost did not sleep the night before. In case you do not know yet, I am a script writer. So I worked until late in the morning before I started this cleanup because of course it's Saturday and Saturdays are for cleaning. I washed the toilet tank and other part of the walls. I made sure I rinsed off the foams very well before proceeding to the toilet itself. I poured the hypo bleach which I put in this container earlier all around the toilet seat, the cover, and of course inside the toilet itself, and I left it for some time. I washed the sides of the toilet first and rinsed it off and then proceeded to the covers of the toilet. Using hypo bleach on toilets leaves it sparkling clean, and ever since I started there's been no going back. By the time I was done, this is how it looks. I then washed the floors of the toilet and kept the toilet brush to dry before I proceeded to the other parts of the house to mop them. For today's mopping, I am starting from the kitchen. I took out my storage cart and cylinder to create space so I could mop. I also put salt into the mopping water. Because my gas is close to this wall, there are always spots from my cooking on the wall, so I had to clean them. After which I mopped the floor. I also cleaned out the cobwebs on the roof of the kitchen. And then I put back everything I removed and then cleaned my gas. After cleaning it, I had to dry it up with a tissue paper. And in the same manner, I clean the other parts of the kitchen. I remove whatever is there, sweep it, and then mop it. I cleaned all the parts of the kitchen, put everything back in its place before proceeding to the room to also mop it. I took out the bed sheets with the intention that I was going to wash it, but unfortunately, it became cloudy and I didn't anymore because it was not going to dry. So I put my bed up and rolled up the nylon under it. I swept the place and then started to clean. I started off cleaning the roof. Before mopping the floor, the water was very soapy, so I asked my sister to add additional water into it. I put the nylon back in its place and laid the bed down. I also cleaned off all the stains on the wall. I swept and mopped the other sides of the room. Before I started, I raised up all my electronic appliances, so I had to put them back in place when I was done mopping. I swept the last part of the house. I also opened the door to make sure there are no debts that are stuck there by the door. After mopping inside the room, I moved over to the balcony. I had already swept the balcony, so I just proceeded to mop. I was about to mop the other side of the balcony, but my camera shifted from its place and I was unaware. I mopped the place anyway and proceeded to the stairs. I mopped the staircase and dried it out, and finally I was done with mopping. I threw the water away and took my mop and my bucket inside to rinse them out. I had to construct this thing to block the entrance of the stairs because of the dogs. Ever since my sister came, because they beat her, she does not come outside. Also, they play with my clothes sometimes when I wash them and leave them. So I had to construct this so that my sister could be free to come outside and to walk around. And this is what it looks like when I was done. At night, we prepared yam and soup sauce. It was a mix of water yam and normal yam. First of all, I peeled the yams and then chopped them into small sizes. I washed the yam and drained out the water 2 times before I finally washed it for the last time and put it into the pot. After putting the yam into the pot, I then added water with which I would be cooking it. I turned on my gas and put it on the fire. I then brought out the soup that I will be making the sauce with. This is onubu soup or bitter leaf soup in English. I sliced in some onions, put some black pepper, added palm oil and salt. By this time, my yam was already boiling. I checked the yam and it was done. I put the yam down and put the sauce on fire, and this is what it looks like when cooked. I drained out the water from the yam and it is ready to be served. I served the food and asked my sister to start eating while I put things in place, and this is what our yam and sauce looks like. I finally joined my sister to eat, but at this point I was very tired. I brought our rechargeable lamp and then turned off my lighting equipment. Thank you for watching.